This is video of the suspect Taylor Parker being transferred from a jail in Idabel, Oklahoma to Texarkana. Police believe Parker killed Reagan Simmons in New Boston when she forcibly removed her unborn child. Parker had apparently convinced her boyfriend she was pregnant. According to the affidavit, she was stopped by a Texas state trooper in DeKalb, Texas, and tried to pass off the baby as hers.
Taylor Renee Parker, who also went by Taylor Morton, was born on December 8, 1992, in Northeast Texas. Her first child, a girl, was born in 2010, but her child's father was not in their life. To make ends meet, Taylor started engaging in welfare and benefits fraud on December 17, 2010. In 2012, Taylor met and married a guy named Donnie Wakasi. The pair gave birth to a son in 2013. After having her second child, Taylor underwent a permanent sterilization procedure on January 24, 2014, and then had a total abdominal hysterectomy on August 4, 2015. By 2017, Taylor and Donnie's marriage was dissolving, allegedly because Donnie wanted to have more kids. Sensing the issue, Taylor told Donnie that she was pregnant. When he asked her how that was possible after her procedure, she said, "It's a miracle, all my stuff grew back." Just a few weeks later, Taylor claimed she had a miscarriage, but Donnie said he never believed she was pregnant in the first place. The couple was divorced in March of 2018. In April 2018, just 1 month after her divorce from Donnie, Taylor was granted a marriage license to marry another man named Hunter Parker. During that marriage, she again claimed that she was pregnant after he insinuated that he wanted kids. Unaware of her hysterectomy, she convinced Hunter she was pregnant with twins. On March 3, 2019, Taylor and Reagan Hancock became Facebook friends. Reagan was described as kind, fun-loving, and hardworking. At the time, she was only 20 years old, and her life was headed in the right direction. She had a beautiful 2-year-old daughter, and she was excitedly engaged to a man named Homer Hancock. The couple had just purchased their first home and Reagan just got herself a new car as well. Shortly after they became Facebook friends, Taylor announced that she had suffered yet another miscarriage of her and Hunter's twins. Reagan offered her deepest condolences. In early July of 2019, Taylor and Hunter were divorced. A few weeks later, on July 25, 2019, Taylor met Wade Griffin at a rodeo in Naples, Texas. As they got to know each other, Wade told Taylor his dreams of starting his own family and owning his own business. Within 3 weeks of dating, Taylor claimed she was pregnant with twins again. She also told Wade that she was the heir to over 800 acres of oil and gas-producing farmland in Cass County, Texas, so she could help finance any business he wants. But she has a mother who hates her and was always trying to destroy her plans. In August 2019, Taylor hired Wade to work on her family's farm. Wade recruited his close friend Juan to help him out. She promised to pay them both $19 an hour. Juan excitedly quit his job at the time and moved his wife and 4 kids to Cass County for the work. Not long after, Taylor showed Wade several text messages from her mother saying that she blocked Taylor from accessing the bank account, effectively leaving her completely broke. She also showed Wade text message evidence that her mother had contracted the Mexican mafia to assassinate her. So, for her protection, the police were following her 24/7 in unmarked cars. Terrified for his girlfriend, Wade insisted that she move into his house where neither her mother nor the Mexican mafia could find her. Wade and Juan worked clearing and fencing that land for over 3 weeks without pay before Juan finally quit. Feeling terrible for putting his friend in that situation, Wade paid Juan for the work he'd done out of his own pocket. Taylor promised to reimburse him once she gets access to her money again. Wade then received a text message from a man named Mark Morton who claimed to be Taylor's father and patriarch of the family. He told Wade that Taylor told him that she was pregnant, and since he is now family, he wants to put his name on the deed to the property. That way, he would be entitled to the royalties the farms generate. Wade was ecstatic. Mark Morton then texted that he would come have a sit-down with him the next day to go over everything in detail. But, the next day, Mark Morton was unable to make it because he claimed he was in a serious car accident on the highway. Taylor then used a site called Legal Nature to create fake legal documents for Wade to sign, purportedly adding himself to the property's deed. The following month, Taylor claimed that while she was helping her father on the farm, a piece of farm equipment hit her in the stomach, causing her to miscarry the twins. Wade was devastated. Based on the promises Taylor and her family made to him, Wade used his credit to finance a $92,000 pickup truck, $21,000 worth of cattle, a $29,000 ATV, and a brand new Nissan Altima for his mom. Taylor assured him that once she gets access to her money, she would pay it all off for him. But by January 2020, Taylor had still not gotten access to her money, and Wade was in deep financial trouble. To try to make things better, Taylor bought Wade a brand new $63,000 tractor with a cashier's check. But just about a week later, the tractor was repossessed after the cashier's check was found to be fake. Wade's mother found out and became suspicious of Taylor. She encouraged Wade to start putting more pressure on her for the money. A few days later, Taylor informed Wade that her evil mother was arrested, but she hung herself in jail, so she would have access to her money soon. She told Wade not to tell the rest of her family because they would not be able to handle the loss. But when Wade and Taylor attended her family's Christmas event, Taylor's mother miraculously came back from the dead. Taylor then explained to Wade that the police only put out that report that her mother was dead because of threats to her life by the Mexican mafia, but she was actually put in protective custody. Reagan Hancock, who was planning her wedding while pregnant with her second child, admired Taylor's photography work online and hired her to take their photographs on their wedding day. On September 21, 2019, Reagan and Homer were married and Taylor captured the event. In January of 2020, Taylor informed everyone, including Wade, that she was pregnant again. She planned and executed a gender reveal party on March 18, 2020. She revealed she was having a girl and her name was going to be Clancy Gale Griffin. At the party, Wade's mother told him that she didn't believe that Taylor was pregnant or that she had any money coming. Wade became very angry with her and stormed off. After telling Taylor about what his mother said, Taylor purchased a fake baby belly online. And in August of 2020, the couple posed for a maternity shoot. When asked later, Wade said her stomach felt real and he couldn't tell the difference because he had never had a baby before. He also said he was never allowed into the doctor's appointments due to COVID restrictions. On September 16, 2020, Wade received several blocked text messages from Taylor's ex-husband saying that Taylor cannot get pregnant, and that all the hospitals in the area are on high alert because she tried to steal a baby before. But Wade thought the messages were pretty far-fetched and had to be coming from Taylor's mother, just trying to harass them again. But at that point, Taylor should have been 9 months pregnant, and she knew she was running out of time. She allegedly contacted people to act as a nurse and claimed that she miscarried. Reportedly, one of the people she asked was Reagan, who refused. She then began stalking maternity stores and clinics looking for a victim. In early October, Wade took FMLA leave from his employer expecting the birth of his baby. Taylor was already 3 weeks past her due date of September 19, 2020. On October 5, 2020, they were scheduled to have her labor induced, but Taylor set Wade's basement on fire as a distraction. The fire caused moderate damage, but his baby was more important, so he still wanted to go to the hospital. Taylor then called in a bomb threat to the hospital, effectively canceling her appointment. She told everyone she rescheduled her appointment for October 9th. Wade's mother cautioned him that he would be putting his job at risk for believing Taylor's pregnancy story, but again, Wade did not want to hear that and hung up on his mother. On October 8, 2020, the night before the crime, Taylor called Reagan through Facebook Messenger and asked to meet. She showed up at her home around 8 p.m. and stayed for approximately 1.5 hours until around 9:30 p.m. She brought Reagan a baby gift and a coffee from Starbucks. It was alleged that Taylor was learning the layout of the home and planning how to execute her crime. The following morning, on October 9, 2020, between 7:52 a.m. and 9:14 a.m., Taylor attacked 7-month pregnant Reagan in her home. She smashed her in the head with a hammer with such force that the blows compressed her skull into her brain in 5 separate places. She then cut Reagan's abdomen from hip to hip and removed her unborn baby from her womb. Even after removing the baby, Reagan was still alive, so Taylor stabbed her over 100 times with the scalpel. During her autopsy, the small scalpel was found lodged in Reagan's neck. Then she allegedly placed the baby up against Reagan's cheek and told her, "Tell mama bye." She then escaped with the fetus, leaving Reagan to die while her 3-year-old daughter slept in the next room. Reagan Hancock was 21 years old. Taylor hopped in her car and raced off with the baby in her lap. She put the placenta and umbilical cord in her panties to make it appear as though she had given birth. At around 9:37 a.m., Taylor was stopped on the highway by a state trooper for speeding and driving recklessly. He found the unresponsive baby in her lap and attempted CPR before transporting them to the emergency room in Idabel, Oklahoma. At approximately 10:18 a.m., Reagan's mother discovered her daughter's body. She called 911 hysterically screaming that someone has killed her baby. When police arrived, they found large amounts of blood splattered throughout the house. Reagan was found lying face down on the living room floor. After learning she was pregnant, paramedics were asked to check on the status of the unborn child. When EMS personnel turned Reagan over, they saw the large cut across her abdomen and were appalled to see that the baby had been removed. At the hospital, Reagan's baby did not survive either. Doctors quickly determined that Taylor did not just give birth, and investigators confronted her with the facts. She then confessed to officers that she was in a physical altercation with Simmons and abducted the unborn child after she pretended to be pregnant. Taylor was arrested and held in the Bowie County Jail in downtown Texarkana. At trial, Taylor pled not guilty. Her lawyers argued that she was really a hero. They alleged that Taylor and Reagan got into a bad fight, and Taylor only removed her baby to save its life. They also argued that the kidnapping charge should be dropped since they believed the baby was dead before she kidnapped it, which, by Texas law, would not count as kidnapping. But the prosecutor showed evidence that confirmed that the baby was alive at the time Taylor kidnapped her. The prosecutor further claimed that Taylor was nothing less than a pathological liar and a master manipulator, who plotted the murder of her friend, a 21-year-old pregnant woman, to steal her baby. Witness after witness testified to the huge web of lies that were spun by Taylor, including Wade's mother, who said she knew she was lying the whole time. Wade testified that at the time he truly believed what Taylor was saying. He claimed he didn't ask Taylor a lot of questions because her family issues were none of his business. After about 3 weeks of testimony, a jury of 6 women and 6 men found Taylor Renee Parker guilty of murder and capital murder after just 1 hour of deliberation on October 3, 2022. She was 29 years old. She now awaits sentencing, and the prosecutor is seeking the death penalty. According to the Bowie County Jail, Taylor has been so disruptive that they have been forced to change their policies and procedures. They claimed that Taylor has intentionally caused chaos and confusion by fabricating grievances and serious medical conditions, and also making threats of physical harm to inmates and correctional officers. She even wrote 2 confession letters with details of the Reagan murder that she tried to use to frame a fellow inmate. According to authorities, Taylor believes she is going to become famous for this murder. She has expressed that she wants someone to do a Netflix special on her and that she is going to write a book. On October 11, 2022, Homer Hancock, Reagan Hancock's widow, and the father of Braxlyn Sage Hancock filed a wrongful death suit against both Taylor and Wade. Rest in peace to Reagan and Braxlyn Hancock.